Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers laboring in this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times. Salutations to you, brothers, and you brothers and sisters who believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so we're gonna it's a quick lesson, man. This was on my spirit to bring this out. I'm gonna start up here. All right, let's start at verse 16. It reads, Baruch 1:16. It reads, and to our kings, and to our princes, and to our priests, and to our prophets, and to our fathers, for we have sinned before the Lord, and disobeyed him, and have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, to walk in the commandments that he gave us openly, right? Because these commandments, right? Let's go grab this real quick. We'll go to Deuteronomy 1:1, right? First, Deuteronomy 1:1, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazeroth and Dizab. All right, now let's go Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5, and it reads, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right? Let's read that part in the NLT. And it reads, verse 6, it reads, obey them completely. You will display your wisdom and intelligence among the surrounding nations. When they hear all these decrees, they will exclaim, how wise and prudent are the people of this great nation. Right? Back to the KJV, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who have the Most High, who have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things, call upon him, right? Right, so the Lord gave us this wisdom, which was because what? Deuteronomy 7:6, it reads, for thou art an holy people, right? A separate, set apart unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, so that's why, right? So going back to Baruch, right, and because those are the commandments, that was our why. This was a sight to the other nations, our why, our wisdom and our understanding. All right, and it reads, verse 19, Baruch 1:19, since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient. You see, until this present day, literally until this present day. Not even at the time when Baruch ran into the time of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, right? Because Baruch, he was even a scribe of Jeremiah, right? But to this time, even to this day, you see, right? That's why this is relevant to this day, right? We have been disobedient to the Lord our power, and we have been negligent and not hearing his voice, right? So now you have a remnant that's waking up, and they heard the voice, and the scripture says, walk this way ye in it, right? Roughly paraphrasing, right? But that's a remnant. But as a people, the Lord turned his back to us, right? And we was far off, right? We had that falling away, and this is after the time of Yahweh Shai, all right? But we knew there was going to be a falling away, and then there was going to be a time where, the gospel was going to be preached into all the kingdom, and the elect was going to hear it, and they was going to walk in the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, but we still have, as a people, we was disobedient. All right. And it reads, wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse, right? When you go into Deuteronomy 28, it reads, if you don't hearken unto the law, the voice of the Lord, right? To do these laws, what I taught you, you was going to get these curses. And that's why we're under the curses till this day. You see? And that's why then there's going to be no man to redeem us but Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai will redeem us, out of this place, man. And that started ultimately back to when, he gave himself up for the redemption of his blood was shed for the redemption of the nation of Israel, man. To forgiveness of sins. All right, but the elect is going to receive it, in this time, and we're in the time, because that's when the end ultimately started. But now we're in the time where everything's being made manifest, right? Because there was a chain of events that had to happen, right? There was a story that had to be told through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're living through that story, all right? And it reads, which the Lord appointed by Moses, a servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day, right? And ultimately, that land is over there in the Levant, the Fertile Crescent, right? And there's some imposters in our land right now, right? When you go to Ezekiel 36, right? However, the Lord is going to bring us back into that land, man, right? Matter of fact, let's get some of that real quick, if I may. All right, through the spirit and power, y'all, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and yeah, man, this is what, we was disobedient, so we have to acknowledge our offenses. We got to turn back to the Lord, right? We got to, put on as the elect, right? We got to put away superfluity and naughtiness, lasciviousness, right? So, so we can receive, those crowns. Let me get Ezekiel 37. Yeah, this is beautiful. Let's just start right here. Ezekiel 37 and in verse 19, it reads, say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and there shall be one in my hand, right? And you see that with the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel chart, right? And it reads, and the sticks wherein thou writest shall be in thine hand before thy eyes, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. You see? So it's going to be the Lord who does that, right? And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, right? And they shall be no more two nations, right? Because you're going to have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? King David and the rest of the disciples, who, if you can receive it, King David was Peter, right? And the rest of the disciples, the 12 disciples, taught 12 disciples, and then the 144,000, right? And it reads, neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power, right? And that process is happening now, but it's going to ultimately come into full fruition when we put in our land, receive those new bodies, right? And we're not going to go off, and the Lord is going to completely give us, the way he had promised to us, right? And it reads And the reason David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. You see? Now if you can receive it, and if you can receive it, right? Like I was saying, King David is Peter, right? And it reads, and they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto them, unto Jacob, and my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever, and my servant David shall be their prince forever. All right. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. All right. Matter of fact, my tabernacle also shall be with them. Yeah, I will be their power, and they should be my people. And the heathen should know that I the Lord, do sanctify Israel, the holy. Remember that holy special people, sanctify them, set apart. You know, that nation that was special unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. We're gonna be put back in our land, man, under the government of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the top 12 and 144,000, man. Lord willing, you know, the brothers that's putting it in, man, that they endure to the end, you know, they be part of that 144,000. You know, you believers being part of that great multitude, right? And it reads, my tabernacle also should be with them. Yeah, I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And the heathen should know that I am the Lord, to do sanctify Israel, but my sanctuary should be in the midst of them forevermore. All right, so that's ultimately the point, man, you know, that I wanted to bring out. You know, we sinned against the Lord, man, but there's, you know, you can see the things that's going on in the world, man, and we excited about it, man, because the captivity that we're in, us being oppressed, these curses being upon us, you know, that the Lord is slowly showing us that he's about to, you know, redeem us out of this place, man. You see? You know, our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, that we're going to be saved out of this, you know, the hand of these wicked rulers, man, and these oppressors, man, a cruel Lord, right? So this is what we got to look forward to, man. But see, right now we're being made ready for the groom, all right, which is Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so we gotta be, make sure we trim our lamps, you know, those allegories, right? You know, those 5 virgins, that was those wise 5 virgins who trimmed their lamps, all right? We don't want to be like those foolish virgins, okay? All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom to the whole 4